It's Platt, and today we try a beer inspired by a hockey player. That's next to Platt's Beer of the Week. So last week I tried a beer brewed in Sparks, Nevada, up near Reno, and I thought I'd kind of carry on the local kind of vibe out here and talk about the Dawnbreaker Lager by 7Five Brewing. Now, a little backstory on 7Five Brewing. 7Five Brewing was created by a gentleman named Ryan Reeves. Now, unless you're a hardcore hockey fan, you probably don't know who Ryan is. Ryan is a right winger for the Las Vegas Golden Knights in the NHL. He is known as the team's enforcer, and if you watch a few of the games, you know he don't mind mixing it up. A little background on Ryan. He was drafted in the 5th round of the NHL draft of 2005 by the St. Louis Blues. Spent a large chunk of his career there. Eventually made it to the Pittsburgh Penguins, where he was then later traded here to Vegas in February 2018. His jersey number is 75, thus the inspiration for 7Five Brewing. One of the things I like about Reeves' story compared to other people that have gotten into, other celebrities / athletes have gotten into the beer, wine, spirits industry, he seems to have a true passion for craft beer. He's an actual home brewer, and he actually helped develop the prototype for the first beer produced by 7Five Brewing, the Training Day Ale. So Reeves is a natural brewer. He actually, again, really, I've seen a couple interviews with him. He seems to know what he's talking about as far as the brewing business goes, and again, seems to have a passion for craft beer, which I really like. He's partnered with Able Baker Brewing out here to build a brew pub / brewery in downtown Vegas. Actually, what she perceives as downtown Vegas, the old Fremont, real downtown's kind of off Fremont a little bit, and they have an area called the Downtown Arts District, and that's where his brewery / brew pub is at. Quick little note about Reeves. His father and brother both played in the Canadian Football League. Before we try the Dawnbreaker Lager, let's check out the stats. When I moved out to Vegas about 15 years or so ago, there wasn't much of a craft beer scene. A couple of local casinos had little brew pubs in them, but they weren't really pushing the boundaries of craft brewing. They kind of stuck with your basic pale ale, stout, some seasonal stuff. That was about it. As far as the casinos on the Strip, they just played the hits. Bud Miller Coors, Heineken Corona. Some of them might have pushed it and had Sierra Nevada pale ale, but that was about it. Luckily, though, in the last 15 years, though, the craft beer scene has really changed out here in Vegas, and we really have some cool new breweries and some exciting beer bars that actually have a nice variety of beer. So I thought I'd take a minute just to kind of let you know if you're coming out to Vegas anytime soon and want a good craft beer, some places to go, breweries to check out, what have you. Downtown, there's a few microbreweries. First, inside the Main Street station, is the 777, a large brew pub and grill. Actually, reasonable bar food at a reasonable price. They also do some nice barrel-aged beers. Inside the Fort Queens is Chicago Brewing. They actually produce a great root beer. That's probably my favorite thing they produce there. If you work further east on Fremont Street, you're kind of leaving the main strip of the casinos and you're heading toward the El Cortez. There's a place called Bangor Brewing. Bangor was created by buddies that were waiters, I believe, at the Bellagio, and they were into home brewing, and they created their own brewery. Their best beer might be their Coffee Kolsch. I believe it's called Morning Joe. Really good beer. So if you're there, check that out. On the Strip, unfortunately, there's no breweries. Those mega casinos just, for whatever reason, in their mind, can't justify taking up the casino space for craft brewing. But there are several craft beer bars on the Strip. Inside what's called the Park leads to the T-Mobile Arena where Mr. Reeves' team, the Golden Knights, play, is a place called Beer House. Excellent draft selection, good bar food, fun atmosphere. At Paris, there's what's called Budweiser Beer Park. Now, I don't know if some people cringe when they hear Budweiser, but this is actually kind of a cool place. It's an elevated patio that overlooks the Strip. Actually, probably one of the best views of the Bellagio fountains you can have. And they carry the whole Anheuser-Busch line of beer. It's just a real good location, and you can get a decent glass of beer. Last on the Strip is in New York, a bar called Pour 24. It's on the second floor of the casino at New York. They have a real nice selection of beer, and you can also get a good pizza there. So a nice little combination of the two. If you're willing to work your way out the Strip, let me make a couple suggestions. About a block behind Bally's, east on Flamingo, is Ellis Island. Ellis Island Casino, brewery, and now they have a beer park out front, or a beer garden they call it. Nice selection of beers, great food. They have 3 or 4 different restaurants. Their diner in there is probably one of the best values near the Strip. Definitely check that out. And if you want to go a couple more blocks east on Flamingo is the Tuscany Casino, and inside they have a bar called Bar 365. 365 different beers on tap and in bottle. Great selection of beer, and they actually have a lot of really nice big imperial stouts, barley wines. Their selection of beers at over 10% higher ABV is actually pretty impressive. So if you get a chance, check that out. I mean, check it out. We're going to check out the Dawnbreaker Lager by 7Five Brewing. All right, whoa, nice head, plenty of effervescence. Nice kind of golden color. Not much hop on the nose, just a shade of malt. Let's give it a try. That's nice. As the bird knows. That's a nice beer. Sorry, we're going to have to come back after I shut up the bird. Sorry about that. I had to put the bird in timeout. As we were saying, real nice beer. Plenty of effervescence. Little malt forward. Not a lot of hop. Not a lot of hop flavor. Not a lot of hop bitterness. But overall, pretty drinkable lager. I can definitely see this being their summertime beer. And again, out here in Vegas, the heat just gets so excessive. You want something a little thirst quenching. Overall, nice beer. A nice alternative to the Bud and Miller Coors options. Again, if you're just wanting a refreshing type lager, this is nice because it has just a little more malt complexity, a little more body than a traditional lager. Or when I say traditional lager, the American light lager. So overall, nice little beer. Well, I hope you liked this video. If you did, please subscribe down below. Also, please like the video because it lets YouTube know we're putting out good content. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or beers that you would like me to try, please leave me in the comment section, or you can contact me on the Twitter page. Till next time, bottoms up.